Don't go, hey, close an extra quarter turn.
All right, so we're opening.
Okay, opening up your seacocks. Do about 2 turns till you feel pressure the other way. You do that on both engines. And you need water to start going through. That way it loosens up. While that's sitting and water going through, you're going to go to the main battery switches. You're going to go on both switches. And then let me trade you spots. We'll turn the fuel on.
We can do that.
Yeah. Oh, can you pause?
I'm fine.
Okay. For fuel tanks, each tank has its own valve. So you can isolate how you want to. Starboard, port. And then on the manifold system.
Now, where was that valve again? Just to, okay, the yellow.
Yeah, yellow valves are fuel. This is to check fuel level. And both tanks are equal on that. And then on the manifold system, that is, you start from this side because there, and there. Main, generator, main, starboard port.
And you just turn those on, right?
On, yep. I always turn everything off.
Okay.
At the end of the day. Okay, so at this point, we'll turn the seacocks open. So we have fuel on, batteries on. And with these, do not force anything. That's the biggest thing. You feel it, kind of wiggle, open. You will have drips of water at the beginning, and then you counter or clockwise, and don't force it when you feel it tight. That's good. And the longer you let it sit and drain, the easier it gets. And then you just make sure you close and just firm. Just, again, I can't stress that enough. If you force it, a lot more water comes. Okay, so that's setup. So we're ready to rock. And then you need dipsticks on the mains. Mains are 40 weight and the transmissions are 30 weight. And then I just give these a shake. I got little lines for those.
Cool.
Just for for filling, if you have to fill these or refill them, and if you ever notice, because when we did the for the first time when they did the engines, they did the coolant. They never bled them, so you need to bleed these, just to make sure there's no air in it. So just make sure there's some water. I know it's a little bit of a mess, but it's just one of those where, if you ever have heating problems, you got to bleed. This one was broken. So when I got the boat, it's like, oh, the temp was always like 20 degrees different. And it was because of that. So yeah. And then there's also a bleed here on the sides. On each side, right here. Bleed and bleed. So that's it.
Got it.
Okay.
Then we go up.
Well, you want to turn generator on? Just, I'll
Sure.
Okay. So generator, all that. I don't know why this is. Of course. You can start the generator up top, which we'll do. But the on-off switch for down here and the hour meter is right here. So we'll start it up from up top. But you have starting here, and then for your mains, you have your stuff there. I already have this seacock open. So we're good to go.
All right. Just rolling.
Yeah, when I got the boat, it was like, here you go.
Okay.
Stop filming, Judy.
I didn't. I'm still rolling. It's going to be a.
Not be any.
Well, I know. That's my
People are getting seasick
film critic.
before we even get started. Okay, so for your mains, make sure you're in neutral. I just always play, make sure everything's in neutral, and then fuel. Just make sure you can move stuff before you start. We'll just work on the mains, then we'll go back and do the generator, just because I want to hear the mains. So what you do have to do is, I usually do synchronizer, even though you don't need it for a startup, but you know it's on. You do your stopping solenoid. If you don't do that, you won't be able to stop. And then you can do your power. And then I turn vents on after, just because it works on the power on the batteries. So now I just give it a little bit of fuel. We're gonna do port side first, do the heater. Well, I do about 5-6 seconds.
Close lug type thing, or?
What's that? And then I go ahead and fire that up. And then I try to get it, at the beginning it's a little sensitive. And then at that point I'll have the heater on. And then I can hear the water flowing, but we're gonna check that after we fire this one up. And you just bring them where it's not too much. Let's go check water. And then these pulse differently because this one is more straight line than this one. So on this one there's an extra 90. There's 290 because it has to bend up around.
It's like water coming out of the boat.
Yep. Nice cold start. Okay, now we'll do generator. Here, I'll let you come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully whoever's watching this is not seasick by now.
Yeah. Okay, so generator, the starts are here. So what you want to do is, there's a switch downstairs and upstairs. It's way up here, it says on. So we go to heater. And you're going to have to hold the heater after you start it for the oil pressure to build. Otherwise it'll stall out. Okay. Check the water for the generator.
This side, which I remember.
Which is, if you want to go fancy for this boat, have the generator exhaust be back there. Some of the boats do that.